Good morning, welcome out. We are on another mission. I'm in the woodland. You can see I'm surrounded by trees. I'm out in the woodland. I'm at Cannock Chase and I'm back to visit an old friend, Mr. Groot. I've come down to visit him in this nice autumn colours, and I'm not alone. I'm with Steve and Mike this morning, which is quite nice to have some company and some conversation. But yeah, this is what I'm doing this morning. I'm out in the woodland and I'm hoping to get some nice autumn colours. We've got fog, woodland, mist and autumn colours. Absolutely perfect. But can I do anything with it? That's the question. Woodland is a very difficult subject, but I am going to try. So let's see how we get on with this. We are here, well, we're not the first person here. There's two other photographers here already, and they're all shooting Mr. Groot. And I'm going to sneeze, excuse me, my head's going to go pop. Oh, I can feel it. Excuse me, I knew it was there. Yeah, we're all here. We've got the mist in the background, so this is going to be a bit of a different shot than what I got last time. Last time I had that sunlight coming through, didn't I? I'm backlighting it with all them nice gold colours. I'll put an image up to remind you in the corner. But yeah, no, it's looking different because of that mist. The only problem I've got is my glasses are fogging up because I am absolutely sweltering this morning. It's so calm and very humid, and I've got a fleecy top on which I don't normally wear. But yeah, I'm going to set up an image. I've just given a couple of little pointers to the guys just to try and get his head underneath the branch rather than cutting it in half. So yeah, I'll get the camera out, put it on a tripod, see if I can set something up a little bit different maybe than I did last time. But in all fairness, you've got to get the same sort of angle to get that character where he's walking down through the woods. So yeah, we'll have a work on it. We'll see what we can make out of this. Set up and working. I've come next to one of these other lads that are here, and I'm about 1.5 feet next to him. He's probably more in the prime position because I'm just cutting off the back sort of ankle part of his leg. But I quite like the composition because he's almost walking away from behind the tree, and I've got the extra branch leading out, and I've made sure I've kept that branch in rather than cutting it off at the edge of the frame because I think that adds to it. The colours are really nice, and the way the background's muted with this mist is really setting off the image quite nicely. I'm on f5.6 because I want to sort of diffuse the background even more, and 5.6 focus on Mr. Groot himself should be enough to keep him nice and sharp. There is some nice forest floor colour as well. We've got some nice browns going on with all the dead foliage, and I think that's quite a nice start to the morning. One single shot, don't need to bracket, it's bang in the histogram, really nicely set up. I've put the polarizer on, not that I need it, but I think it's just taking a little bit of the glare off the yellow leaves a little bit and just making them pop just slightly, but only very faint. But yeah, not a bad little shot to be going on with. Let's see if we can find something a little bit different. Right, so I've managed to grab my spot to get in front of everyone else. It's very difficult when there's a lot of people shooting and they all want to shoot the same position. This particular tree is quite difficult to shoot because you can only get the best of it from being in one sort of angle to it. There's guys behind been shooting quite wide. I've been trying to get in quite close, and I've come down quite low because I wanted to get the ferns in the bottom. The problem with getting low is you pick up some of the sky, which is pretty white and boring. So it's quite hard to get in a position where you can cut the sky out as much as possible and still keep the interest. Now at 5.6 it's making everything quite shallow. So I'm just shooting off a few images, and I think I will go back up that way and try a longer lens, even though it's not my preference, because it's a shame not to try while I'm here. So the shot at the moment I've got, if I spin you around and show you, the reason I've come down low is because I want to try and keep his head there underneath this little branch just there. So by keeping little Mr. Groot and keeping his head, so I'm not intersecting his head and cutting it off from where my camera is, it just sits in between. I've also gone a bit wider, and I've sort of picked up these other trees here. So I've got a few more trees and then Groot sort of walking out the frame. But the reason I wanted to come down low is to pick up this fern from down this bottom corner, just to add a bit more colour leading in through the image. So that's the idea behind that one. So all right, let's get out of the way, give everyone else a chance. So I'm just playing with the polarizer at the moment to see if I can get it to do anything. It's just giving me a little bit of colour on the leaves. So I put my longer lens on now. I've got for the 50-140, and I've come back to where Steve and the other lad were shooting. Now I like the idea of the shot, I like the idea of the big oak trees and the big trees and that, and he's walking away from the trees. But what I don't like is it cuts your head off a little bit. His head's sort of up in the canopy, but by getting higher I lose the sky. But if I go down low, I start to pick up them white highlights in the sky, which I don't particularly want. The other decision I've got to make is how much of that top canopy to keep in. So I've gone one slightly higher and I'm going to go one slightly lower, just to give me the difference between the two. The longer lens is obviously going to give you a little bit more separation towards the background. I'm still at 5.6. I'm not quite sure of this one. He's sort of walking out the frame, and I was always taught that things should not be walking out the frame, they should be walking into the frame. So I'm not 100% sure on the composition, but it's nice to have him in with the other oak trees and the other trees in the background. I've got to come really close to a tree at the moment. I'm only a few inches away from the tree, my tripod's actually wrapped around it, because I'm trying to get Groot to sit between two little, I don't know whether they're birch trees or something, but they're light bark on the trunks, and I just wanted him to sit between it rather than being intersected and cross his legs. So I think it works. I'm not 100% sure. Maybe this is one of the ones where you need to let me know what you think in the comments, because I'm just not quite convinced. Still looks pretty cool though. He's still pretty good. We are on the move. We've left Groot because Groot's getting a bit popular. Another two lads turned up as well. So yeah, he's a popular fella this morning. There's gonna be lots of pictures of him all over the place. But of course mine will be the best. But you know, don't tell everyone. No, I did shoot that last shot with him walking out the frame. Like I say, it's not my ideal, having something walking away from the image or walking away from the frame. I was always taught they've got to be walking in or looking in or moving in. And I'm just trying not to slip down this bank now. But we're on the move. We're going to have a look and see if we can find something else. The mist, the low mist, has lifted a little bit now, so it's not as atmospheric. But the distant, you know, the softness, distance in the softness. Easy for you to say. The distant softness is still there. As you look through the woods, there's still a little bit of a haze, and it's all right. It's quite pretty, but I just like to find something nice now. So I think we need to take our time, gently walk through the woods, look about getting off the main pathways, and see if we can find something. Now, there's a nice little yellowy tree over that way, so maybe we were to walk through there and have a little nose. But we want to get off the path and just have a look in these woods. So if I find something, I'll turn you back on and let you know. Got the camera on the capture clip again, just so it's in my hand, just to get a snapshot as we walk around, or even to look through the viewfinder to see if it works. But yeah, let's go this way and just see what this tree looks like from a distance. The camera is out again and on the tripod. We've come off piste a little bit. We've come off the main track, come up like a small narrow footpath. And I come across these two trees, and I just said I liked them. See these two here? They look like a pair of dancing entwined trees next to their straight ones. So I just like these, the fact that they look like they're dancing together. The shot is quite hard to do. I've got it so it's I tried one with this third tree in on the right hand side, so I've got sort of the 3 sets, but I'm not sure if it works. And then I've now come to thinking it's going to make a square crop, but I'm not convinced on that yet either. So I'm going to go a little bit further up the bank because we need some height, and the good thing is we are going up, so we can get a bit more height on it to look down, because I think looking down on it, getting a bit more of the top part works better. So I'm going to put a couple of these shots up. Let me know out the 2 or 3 which one you prefer. I think I haven't done the higher one yet, but I think the higher one is going to work, and even maybe the vertical one, and just take in those trees on their own. And like I say, they just look like they're dancing together. It's really good. Entwined, lovers, and all that sort of thing. There's, yeah, the mushroom police. If you're a mushroom policeman, don't tell me off. But I've found some mushrooms down here that they have all their spores inside them, including a nice glass bottle. The spores are inside and they're like puffballs, and as you step on them, they spray all their spores and all the stuff outside, you know, and it just goes everywhere. So I'm going to release one. I'm going to squash it. I don't know whether I should. I might have to scrap this. Maybe it's not a good idea. I'll get trouble. But there's loads of them that have been squashed, and this one's actually open. I can show you this one because it's actually open. Right, so there's one down there on the floor. This one's already open, and there's several down here that aren't open. But this one's already open, and what happens is when things come along, or animals and stuff, and they step on them, they basically puff out all the spores. So all the spores are inside, and they spread everywhere. And they grow more mushrooms. That's the theory anyway. I don't know. I'm not a mushroom technician. Right, I'm getting confused. I'm getting stupid. Right, I'm going to carry on looking. I need to find some more trees. There is a couple around, and Mike's just spotted the one I was looking at. So let's see if we can sort this out. Let's see if we can get another shot. This one's definitely standing out because the light's catching it through the canopy. And that's the one I just pointed out to Steve. I said it works. It's just trying to make it work and getting in a position where it does work, you know, softening the background, but the light's definitely on it, and it's definitely standing out from the crowd. So there she is. We just need to get in a position to make that work. But it's a pretty nice tree. Now with this shot, I'm going to have to try and mute the background a little bit more. Now it is softened. It's definitely softened on the background. I'm going to come down a bit lower as well. I'm at 7.1, I don't want to be on that. I'm going to go down to f4 for this because I want to try and soften the background a little bit more. So I've just shot one at 7.1 because that's what the camera was on. I wasn't looking. That's at f4, and I'm also going to shoot at 5.6. Each of them's going to give me a slightly different depth of field, but I think this would work well on the f4. The reason I like this is because the canopy's open, the light's shining down inside it and lightening it up. But it's got some really nice green moss growing up it. Now it is a dead tree, it's definitely not living, it's been dead for a long time by the looks of it. But it's nice. There is a pathway running down the background, which I'm not keen on. I think I can probably clone that out and make it look a little bit more on its, you know, separated from the paths and stuff. Standalone, that's the sort of word I'm looking for. Now, I've come right up close to Mike. Mike is literally here. As in ear, because it's about the only place you can get into. I'm going to have a look and see where Steve is, because Steve was looking at it from a different angle, but as I saw it, I thought I need to get it open, and if I go to the left of Mike, I've got a little tree, a little tree coming in from the left, and if I go to the right, I've got some branches of the other tree coming in from the right. So I need to be in this position. So it's a compromise. But Mike's gone for a vertical, so his image is full of this extravagant big trunk and these arms of the branches, whereas I've gone for a horizontal, because there's two branches that come out and I quite like it, and there's a couple of little twiggy bits around it that sort of makes it look its size. So yeah, I think the horizontal works quite nicely, but I do like Steve. Steve's got a different look on his. He's got a very rich background on his viewfinder, so it looks quite rich and colourful, whereas mine's very plain and simple, so I've got to do all the work in post to see what it comes out like. Even if I put a non-natural live view on, it still looks quite flat. But yeah, we need to be higher. It's a shame I can't get any higher. Maybe I can climb the tree and look down on it. I've got the drone in my bag, I could even get the drone on it, but to get higher and look down on it would be better still. But then you see more of the pathway as well, which is an ideal.
I'll move, Paul.
So yeah, no, it's I'm all right here, mate. Tar. Yeah, that's fine. Mike was just going to move over a little bit, but I'm fine where I am. I'm happy with that. Yeah, it's quite nice. I may just take the vertical as well, because if I get home and not got it, then I've missed out. So, but it didn't work quite the same on a vertical for me. But yeah, that's another one done. But there's some big trees here, so I'm just going to explore this little area, see if we can find something else. We're now just having a bit of a wander around the woodland, and we've all got our cameras on our tripods, just trying to sort of find things that work and looking at ideas through the lens now. I'm not sure of this one. Again, it needs a little bit more mist, a little bit more fog, just to diffuse it and break it down a bit more. I might be able to do something with it in post, I'm not sure, but I like it because I like the four trees. There's four big, I think they're oak trees. I'm not a tree connoisseur, but they've got this lovely branch that drifts all the way down, right the way over the top, which I quite like. So I started off in the top right hand corner, it comes down to the first tree, and you've got three other trees behind it, and this big branch that covers over the canopy. Now again, there's a bit of colour in it, but not the best. I've just been playing with a dead stump that we were standing in different places, in all fairness, to try and get that to work, but even that wasn't working. So, oh, excuse me, it's just a nice calm morning. I'm quite chilled out. So yeah, it's just a case of finding things. There's another tree through there that looks really good, and I'm just taking lots of shots, and then when I get back to processing them and having a look on the screen, if something looks good on the screen, I'll pull it up and show you. That's all I can do at the moment until something really jumps out like that dead tree did. It's just a case of taking lots of different shots and trying to find that's something that works. Woodland is very, very difficult. Thought we had the best conditions this morning, but they're not quite on the money, not quite. Never mind, I'm enjoying myself. This looks a bit more interesting. We've come out into a bit more of an opening looking into the trees. So you can see I keep touching my face like I've got my thinking head on. I haven't, I'm just trying to work it out. Yeah, there's a nice big set of oak trees here. All this lot behind me here. So can I do anything with that? I'm not sure about that bit sticking out, the dead bit. But there's a little bit of colour in there, and I like this big spread of leaves that are flowing you into the image. Again, a little bit more mist to diffuse it, it'd be better still, but it's quite nice. I think I'm going to do that, and then maybe head down into that way and see what I can find down there. Not giving up yet. Bit of a long shot, this one. Bit of a long shot. Now, I've spotted this oak. She is an oak as well. She's a big tree. She really is. And it's got these two big branches that come out sideways, like wrapping their arms around me. And they really are quite big arms. But as you look up the tree, everything just looks amazing. Hello, little robin. Got a little robin just landed on the tree next to me. It's me Nan. She's come to visit. I might have to get me bun out in a minute and give him a bit of bread. But yeah, this is really quite nice. There's colour on it sitting on the branch, but I'm looking up into the sky now. I don't know whether that's going to spoil it or not. Now this is going to be difficult for me to get the exposure correct, so I'm going to bracket it. I'm also going to, oh gosh, I'm also going to focus stack this as well, because I don't have any choice. I'm going to focus it on several different parts of the branch, and that way I should get it all into focus, because some of it's really close to me up here. It's about 6 foot away, then the trunk sort of 20 foot away, and I've got another branch sort of 8 foot away, and there's lots of little branches in it. But I do need to try and I need to try and get them all into focus, and it's just a case of whether I move the camera around slightly just to get a slightly better angle. I think that's good. I like that. You'll see the image. Even if this doesn't work, I'm going to put it on, because it totally wraps. I'm full out at 18mm. It totally wraps around the image, and it looks really good. I really like this. So the guys are just walking up now, so I'm going to wait till they catch up with me, because they're actually in the frame at the moment, and then I'm going to take the shot and I'll put it up on the screen. Just let me know what you think of this. It might take a little bit of work in processing, but I think it's a really nice, interesting tree. Definitely one to remember and come back to. We're on the move again. We're looking around and come out in a bit of an open part, so the trees are a little bit more sparse here, but there's some nice colours around. I'm just hoping to try and find something that jumps out. Like, I keep spotting big trees. A big tree over to my left that looks good, but it's just how to shoot it. And there's some nice sort of hangy, sort of firework trees, as I call them. I don't know what they are, but sort of almost like they're hanging down. With the golden leaves on, so that's another thing that catches my eye. Steve spotted something. I like this tree here, but I'm not sure whether it'll work, but I like the colour around it, and I like the way it's big. We'll have a look, see if we can take a few more. What I might do is take a few snapshots as I walk round and stick them up for you as a bit of a slideshow until we find something that really jumps out. And I'll switch you back on and talk to you then. I'll put you back on because I think this is quite a nice scene. I'm just fine tuning the camera at the moment with the branches, so I'm clipping out ones that are just tucking on the edge of the frame. I'm still at 5.6. There's a little bit of colour in this one. I focused two different focus settings. I've got a focus on the birch on the right hand side, and I've focused on the big gnarly oak, I'm assuming it is again, and correct me if you like. I really don't mind. I like this. I do like this. There's touches of yellow in the bracken, and the tree's really nice and gnarly looking and twisted, big heavy branches, and it's got some nice green moss on it as well. So yeah, I think this is quite a nice woodlandy scene. I'm also going to carry on walking through because it's spreading out a little bit, and there's still some mist in the background, so we might get a few more lone trees, but this is quite a nice one, and I'm sure we're getting towards the end of the video, unless we make this quite a long one or split it in two. Maybe just put a long one. I'll just keep going. All the time I'm in the woods, I'll video it. If you haven't got time to watch it, then come back and watch it later. Yeah, no, it's quite nice. I might go in a little bit tighter as well. Just take maybe just the tree on its own. It might look quite nice on its own as well. Yeah, it's quite nice. Put it on the rule of thirds. Right hand thirds, again, focus on the tree. Yeah, that's quite a nice looking shot as well. Bit of a difference between the two. Not bad.
No matter what, because there's fantastic.
Got myself another shot set up. Now, this is a difficult one. This is a difficult one to shoot. I like it. It's basically a dead tree. Now, whether it's been struck by lightning or whether it's just collapsed and rotted, I don't know. But the branch on the left, as you'll see in a moment, is still alive, which is quite remarkable how something like that can be that badly decayed away and still be living. So I like it. I'm taking a shot of it. I put the wide angle lens on because I'm up quite close, because if you go further back you get all the trees around it. I'm going to try and make a better job of it, but this is the initial one I've taken to start with. I'm going to have to crop the sky off, I think, because it's just a bit bland. The tops of the trees, I don't think they really work. Let's just have a look. Maybe I can put the trees in it. It sort of puts it in its environment a little bit, but I don't know. I'll take one anyway. I'll have a look when I get back. But yeah, I like the fact the leaves are still on it and it's still growing. And when you see this, you'll be like, wow, it's just a stump, but it's cool. I'm going to look around and then I'm going to end the video. There's a couple of other trees just here as well, so I'm going to have a look around this little bit of an area and then I'm going to end the video here because my Osmo's dying, as they do, and you can't change the battery on them, which is shocking. So while we've been here, we've been talking, and you have to excuse my very poor camera operation because I've got you attached to my tripod as I walk around, as per normal. Yeah, and we've been talking about other photographers and what they do and what they show and how they do it, and I'm a believer in the fact that some people will just walk around and around and around until they've got the perfect ultimate position and an ultimate shot, and then they show you that. With me, I'm slightly different. I sort of show you everything that's going on and try and fit you in around what I'm doing while I'm shooting. And this particular tree is one of those for instances. I started off over there, I liked the position, I took the shot, then I moved around and I liked that position, so I took the shot, then I moved around a bit further and I liked that, so I took that shot, and I've moved around again and I quite like this, so I'm going to take this, and then I'm going to move around again and I'll probably see something else I like. So rather than standing here and walking around for 20 minutes working the shot like you're supposed to do, work the shot and find the ultimate image, how do I know which one's the best until I get home? They all look good on the back of the screen. Chances are when I get home, one or two of them might not look so good, and then chances are one of them may look even better than the other. But how do I know? I take all the shots, and the difference with me is I show you me taking the shots and I show them off. So yeah, I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. I know a lot of people like to see what I do and how I get up to it, but I probably don't do myself any favours by being quite an ordinary photographer when I could be a great photographer and just show you the best one of the whole day. So yeah, let me know your thoughts. And like I say, a lot of photographers do this now. They go out and they shoot all day, every day, and you only get to see the one thing. Whereas me, I'm out all the time at the moment because I've got holidays to use from work, and I'm showing you everything I do, take it everywhere, any condition. And this is one of those scenes. So we are coming to the end of the video. I managed to get a few ounces of battery. At the moment, I'm going up a really, really steep hill, and it is really steep. We're just making our way back to the van for a nice cup of tea and maybe a change of scenery. Not sure how today's video's panned out. Again, it's a bit of random and a bit blah, but all the same, it's me in an adventure, and we are out. Maybe got a couple of shots out of it. Oh, I'm out of breath, nearly there. But you never know. One day I might get a corker, and it'll all be about being out and getting out. Oh, okay, breath time. Let me catch my breath. Whew. Oh, was that steep? That was a little bit steep. The woodland's changed now, where we're in like a plantation. A lot of yellow looking larch around now, and these are really, really pretty from a distance. Really pretty. Now, we might get something in there just before we get back to the van. You know, like straight uniform lines, but I'm not quite sure. I'm not quite convinced. So if we don't, I'll say goodbye, and if we do, I'll put an image up after. I'm still going to say goodbye. Ooh. Let us know in the comments what you think of this video. Let us know in the comments what you thought of the images. You know, have I got anything that's worthy? Did we get anything that was interesting today? Or just, have you been interested in the location? Great location. Steve's not been to this part before. Neither's, I don't think you have, Mike, either of you. So they haven't been to this part before. Steve normally goes to the other side of the Cannock Chase, over the other side, which is where I may go tonight for tomorrow. It's a very different looking place. So yeah, I'm going to end it here. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to check out Steve's video, because you've been videoing today.
I've done a little bit.
He's done a little bit, so we might have a different spin on it. And I'll stick a link down in the description as per usual. Right, till next time. Ciao for now. See you soon. Say bye, guys.
Bye guys. Bye guys.
See you soon.